Alright, I just thought I would show you the weapon, as we call it, our shooting rig, and just go through some of the features of it that I'll be using to model the Suzuki Sierra project. So we put this big sweeping bull bar on there with the idea that anything will get pushed under the car instead of go over the car. Some homemade brush bars, bit of a homemade side step. We didn't go for the centre mounted spotlight this time, so we've just been using the window mount. This is a really old school homemade job. It works really good. It's probably a bit thin up here, so it does get a bit wobbly, and you can see it starting to bend there, but we do have a top spot as well. So inside the car, we just got a jerry can there. We normally got that in the back. We did have a gun rack in the front window there, but we haven't really used it much because we don't do much shooting from inside the driver or passenger side. And that's about it for the features for inside the car. Probably the best part is the shooting rack that goes all the way around the outside edge of the back there. It's all padded, so even this bit here, it's padded, just some steel there or something. Mate's dad made it. And then where we cut the top of this Suzuki short wheelbase off, just opened up this pipe, stretched it out over between the rails to make it nice and smooth and a bit safer to use. Back seat welded in there, and it's good height. One thing that we do not like about this vehicle is the wheel guards here and over the other side. What happens is when you're going around corners or you want to stand in the edge, you're continually kicking the mud guards. This is something we've been doing for a while now as well, is hanging these bags off that pole. We just use one for 223s and put the empties in the other bag, and then use another one for shotgun shells. But we're running 2 guns at the moment, so the shotgun shells are in these these ice cream containers, which are just literally tech screwed to the mud guards. They are pretty good, but as you can see, they've been getting damaged because when you jump in the car, you're not watching, you tend to stand on them as you're trying to stand into the car. And then there's rifle rack on the back, which is pretty good. You've got to be selective which guns go in the top one, because it's a bit narrow with this extra bar we welded in there. We did put this light in. This is before the days of LED lights, but that old fluoro is still kicking along, still works fine. Certainly does the job. And spare wheel, obviously. I mean, this thing is knackered. You can see there on the spring at the back here, it's flipped over because this car was rolled when we got it. That's why the window's been replaced. There is a little shooting bar on this side. Like I said, we never use that. Basically, we normally have one driver and with a spotlight. If we have a few more other people, we'll have one driver, one with a spotlight in the back, and one shooting or 2 shooting. But she's getting a bit old. We just use, there's some spots in the back here. We just chuck the fuel funnel, normally sits in there, and all that sort of stuff like that. A little bit of storage in the back here. And this goes all right. This is pretty good. We had some things up here to put some hooks and hang some pegs off, but we don't do that much anymore. So, but that's it. That's the weapon. There's some ideas off this that I'll be using on the Suzuki project, and some things I'll be changing. Like I'll be putting a false floor in, so you can avoid the mud guards in the back and have a little bit of storage underneath. This is wider here at the top. This bar here, how it hangs out wider. It's great for getting out of the vehicle from between the top of the, whatever you call this bit, between here and there. It's great for getting out, but it makes it really difficult to get back in the car because you've got to climb out over the edge. So yeah, it's going to be difficult to think of something to do with that, but it's not too bad. The 360-degree shooting off the rack is fantastic. It's got some great little features, but we'll see what happens with the next one. Alright, catch us later.